Hello? Hello? Is anybody there? There we go. There we go. Hello, Gunori. I will need you guys to let me know how everything sounds. Okay? I had to redo everything because I got a new computer, so yeah. All the previous settings were lost. Hello, last protagonist. Hello, puzzle-headed. How are you guys doing? Lore, that's for nerds? Yeah, that's true. It kinda is. Okay, dude, already screaming. Did any did anyone ever figure out what's going on with these guys? Why are they burnt? Why do they scream at night? Sounds good on YouTube. Great, amazing. Last protagonist on Twitch and YouTube. Oh, latency test. Okay, that's interesting. Let me know. Let me know how that goes. All right. FPS is choking as expected in this area specifically. The YouTube stream is delayed a bit. Okay. 40 FPS here. Okay. It's all those trees. Alright, YouTube people, everyone remember! You're slightly more delayed. You prefer the ultra low, I don't run OBS. Okay, Mr. I have like a streaming PC and a double PC setup. Okay, dude. Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense too. Which reminded me, we have the camera mod, and I didn't start it. I'm gonna start it if we need it. That's fine. Hello, Kimberly. We're stuck in the past. Good lord. Yeah. By the time you said that, we already finished the game. I think in order to compensate for the previous playthrough that kept getting slower and slower as time went on, we have to speedrun this one. Are addicted? See, like Puzzle didn't answer the question I asked like 5 minutes ago. Like, yeah, good delay, man. Oh my god. Vanka, hello. Welcome back. Crucified dudes. They only scream at night, so I wonder if that is governed by the sun. In part due to the eclipse, crest, great shield, and whatnot. Oh. That is governed by the sun. Hmm? That would be interesting. I mean, all I'm saying is, what if Farum Azula is the seat of the sun? And it's related? That's all I got. That's all I got. Icons of myself sounds great. Puzzle-headed is going, is not, is like, he's not just delayed, he's going backward. He's watching the stream like reverse. Yeah, I think it's mostly like the ray tracing plus the double streaming plus, you know, the forest. This forest specifically, that's like really chanks the FPS. Because the moment I'm gonna get out of it, it's gonna get a bit better. Now this is way, this is way worse than it was when I like tested this yesterday. Though yesterday I didn't test with like double streaming, that's probably why. And now I look at the forest. Okay. Now, a sane person would reduce the ray tracing, right? But I'm not sane. That's why I do Elden Ring lore videos. Where are we at this point in the playthrough? Oh no. Oh no, who's gonna tell him? It's just start. This is a new character, kind of. Alright, here's the thing. The other playthrough, I think we stopped at Farum Azula, maybe? I think we killed the giant. Maybe. I think we got to the mountaintops like a year ago. And yes. And then 6 months ago, we might have killed the giant. Okay, I'm not sure. I think we did Consecrated Snowfield, maybe. I think I did my whole rant about like the crackpot, great trees, like great bowers theory. If only there was a way to look... Okay, it's not the same character. This is a different character. Okay? Read the title, okay? Alright, here's the thing. Listen. We could finish the previous lore through. Okay? But I don't really like it right now. So, here's the plan. Here's what I'm gonna do. The plan was to get that character to New Game Plus 7, right? That's not happening. That's not happening if I stream once every 3 months. Okay? So here's the plan. I took this character, already existing character, that I'm gonna use for the DLC. Okay? And I downloaded a program called Cheat Engine. Okay? I know. Unless you speedrun twice a stream, yeah. Last thing I remember was the color of the root speculation at Deeproot. Okay, well, we did do that again, didn't we? With like the great bowers, and we went to look at the roots. Okay. We probably got to the Consecrated Snowfield then. So, I took this character, which is extremely high level, by the way, and his stats don't make too much sense. So, like, don't pay too much attention to that. Like, I'm running him with like a quality-ish, like, frost weapon. But he has like 40-40 and like 80-80 int and fate. Don't pay too much attention to that. It doesn't matter. So this guy now is on a new journey, and it's New Game Plus 8 or something like that. It's New Game Plus 7. So the plan, we're gonna finish the other characters lore through eventually. But right now I want to start on like the New Game Plus 7 bullshit. Okay? Just, you know, actually get to play the game a bit, get good, get ready for the DLC, because we're gonna do the DLC on New Game Plus 7, by the way, for the first time. For maximum pain. So that way when we fight, like, Godwin, Blade of Millennia or something, Prince of these nuts, It's gonna be on New Game +7 for like maximum hurt. I wanna cast anything Dragon Communion spells build. No, this is a okay. Vanka got okay. New Game ++. Yeah, this is Dark Souls 2. Okay, like guys, watch out with Nightbot. Okay, we don't control Nightbot. You guys should know. Nightbot is wild. We don't have control over him. In this stream, I don't know how to configure him. He makes his own rules. Okay. Okay, this was supposed to be like a really like extremely high. I think it. Okay, I remember. So the reason this character is level 301. The reason this character is 301, it's because at 301 they unlock the invasion level cap. So you can invade anyone from like, I don't know, 260 or something like that, all the way up to like the max level. That was the point of this character eventually. And since he's extremely high level already, I made him an int fate build, but I also have like so much stats left that I also have some strength and fate. Okay. By the way, int fate incantations and spells still suck. at 80-80, okay? It's trash, it's awful, even at level 300. Anyways. So I thought I would use this character for the DLC at New Game +7. It doesn't matter that he's too high level because his stats, I think the base defense rises, but his stats are a mess anyways. It's not like you're gonna be using them all. So it's like kind of equivalent to like a high hundreds character, maybe around 200. Like with a proper build, which he doesn't have at the moment. And, you know, that way I have like, I would probably like go like 80-80 strength dex, like quality, and then have like some stuff in fate and int in case I want to use some new epic like DLC weapon that's of course gonna have like some hybrid scaling and have some int or fate requirement. Okay, so that's the idea. So now I took this character. He's in New Game +7 one now. It's a new journey. So we're gonna work our way through the New Game +7, you know, see, get a taste of how the difficulty is like. And, you know, refresh a little bit on the lore. Talk about whatever the fuck we come across. Do you have all the gear? Yes, this character has everything. This character literally has everything. So that's usually the character I also use for you know, planning my other builds and like fashions and whatever I would wear, use, etc. So this character has everything, but I think I'm just gonna be running him. I want to use this greatsword because it's really fucking cool and sexy and epic. Can put any Ash of War you want on it, which is cool, and also it has the alternate like Dark Souls 2 Mirai greatsword like moveset. To wait for the stream to start. Why is he dressed? What do you mean? He's dressed so bad. Oh my god. Someone ban this guy. Is anyone a mod? Ban that guy. How dare you? This is like some super epic fashion. Oh my god. Nice about, right? Wait, I actually got him. Yeah, that's what you get. Talk shit, eh? Nightbot got my back. Okay. Alright. FPS is better now, by the way, for some reason. I'm not sure why. Maybe it was the fog, as Kim Lee said. I'm not sure. Kinda sucks that the YouTube stream is a bit more delayed, but we're just gonna have to deal with it for a bit. Well, at least for this stream. Alright, first of all, I don't have a UI. HUD on. No, not on. Auto. Okay. Alright, good. Anyways, how have you guys been? It's been quite a while. I barely just got done being super busy last week. I became a carpenter for a certain amount of time too last week. I made a cat tree for my cats. Turned out pretty good. And now I finally have time to get back into this whole nerd shit like that, you know? Wait, 10 minutes timeout? Okay, that's a bit much. Okay. Alright, thank you, Gwinori. Jeez, finally someone is competent in this stream. Man, this game looked good. I forgot how good this game looks. Yeah, so now I can get back into writing the script. I started for America's video like 6 months ago. Ow! Oh my god, these arrows, they hurt. I'll have to bounce in a second to have a good stream. I catch you later. Alright, Vanka, have a good time. Thank you for showing up. So far, the enemies don't seem janky. Or rather, not much. But they do hit significantly harder. I don't think I will bother doing like every side dungeon. Maybe just the notable ones. And just get on with like the big bosses basically. Ah, so you do get more seeds. Karma, hello. That's the true nature of a human being. Damn. Alright, okay, alright. Nice misses, bro. Can't believe. Okay, dude. Getting bullied over here. Roderica. I believe I don't need to talk to her to go to the round table, right? Yeah, Roderica is
Everyone's been grafted. Everyone who came with me. They crossed the sea for me. They fought.
for me.
Only to have their arms taken. Their legs taken. Even their heads.
Interesting that she came with an escort.
Taken and stuck to the spider. Did you know? If you're grafted by the spider.
A spider.
You become a chrysalid. It's quite a lark when you think about it.
What does a okay. What the fuck does she mean by chrysalid? Like that doesn't come up again or in any significant way in the game, it seems like. The closest thing I can think of is like the weird cocoons where like the Godwin face is under some veil. Maybe you could Think of that as a chrysalid? I don't know. But it doesn't mean too much. I'm not sure what it's supposed to mean. You want to talk to Melina at the gate? Yeah. Seed not having any other use past flask cap is meh. It's hard to complain when the game is incredibly large. You know what? That's true. I think you can already get like much more seeds than
This tiny golden aura is the grace of the
than in the base game, but also yeah, the fact that a game is so huge.
eyes
Elden Ring gotta be the only game I have never
Wow. It
played
feels like
New
ghosts.
Game Plus
Also, I hear. You can
normally
see them,
before.
can't you?
Like for Dark Souls 3, for example, I would. Okay, I'm gonna shut up first of all.
Through your burden.
Okay, I'm sorry, Melina. So, for Dark Souls 3, for example, I would replay on New Game Plus whenever I would want to replay the game. For Elden Ring, I would just start a new character. Which is it's an interesting difference. That's like a result of like the, I guess, the general design of the open world and the game. This is probably the first time I'm actually gonna play like a proper New Game Plus playthrough for Elden Ring.
Upon the cliff, in Castle Stormvale, is a shard bearer, a demigod, who inherited a fragment of the shattered Elden Ring. If the rays of grace signal the castle, then the Elden Ring beckons you. As an ally by pact, I pray that you are fit to face the challenge presented by the ring.
The Elden Ring beckons you. I guess I never like thought about it too much, but she does kind of imply that the Elden Ring itself is what's guiding the Tarnished. But wouldn't that be like Marika then? Arguably? Okay, if the Elden Ring was sentient, it would be the Elden Beast. Why would the Elden Beast beckon the Tarnished? As far as I can tell, Radagon plus Elden Beast are opposed to the Tarnished showing up and basically killing them. Like they know that's what's gonna happen. Marika is the one who wants the Tarnished to come. I mean, the idea that Marika is the one who controls the guidance of grace is fairly standard, but to hear from like Melina's dialogue, you can, I don't know, maybe you can equate it to the Elden Ring is beckoning, and maybe Marika through controlling the Elden Ring. I'm not sure. Chrysalid Memento lore goes nowhere that I know of. Yeah. Yeah. What's the requirement for the Chrysalid Memento to spawn? Is it always there? Like if I go now to the pit, I'm gonna find it? I'm not sure if we can read anything interesting. I don't remember the description. Oh my god, it's time to fight Marco Gobo Beach. Oh no. Let's get Melina's dialogue here. Man, this game looks good. Holy shit.
Me? I'm searching for my purpose, given to me by my mother inside the Erd Tree, long ago, for the reason that I yet live, burned and bodiless. There is something for which I must apologize. I've acted the Finger Maiden, yet can offer no guidance. I am
Is there
naked.
anything you would want to focus on today? Not really.
My purpose was long ago lost.
I guess I'm gonna keep a brain cell out for anything that should relate to America, since that's the topic I'm working on currently, and I might need a refresher on that. But in general, nothing specific, no. Whatever comes up. This playthrough is gonna be like, in terms of progression, it will be much more linear than the actual other lore playthrough character. And also much faster, so... We'll definitely miss some things. The fact that the guidance of grace varies between the tarnished is also complicated. Why would that be the case? Everyone is so impressed we can see the pretty light, huh? You know, that's a good point. I always assumed that the guidance of grace... Is that Rogier? Yeah. I assume that the guidance of grace is reserved for people who still have, I guess, the drive to, I guess, get the Elden Ring. I feel like most of the other Tarnished have like kind of given up, have been sidetracked to other objectives, or are trying to accomplish it in a roundabout way. While, or are like straight up opposed to like the objectives of whoever is controlling the guidance. Hard to figure out America before you figure everything else first. It's also hard to figure out the whole game if you don't figure out America. So it's kind of a... You're right. So it's a kind of a tricky situation. You have to make a leap of faith and come up with like an assumption of what America would want in order to understand the whole game. Ow. This is bullying. Hard to figure out everything else to figure out America. Yeah, exactly. Well, this character does not have optimized damage at all, by the way, just so you guys know. This is New Game Plus 7. Like, this should be max difficulty too. Maybe like the early game doesn't get boosted as hard. I never understood why From Software does that. Like, the early game should get a more substantial boost, like in New Game Plus, than the late game. Like, kind of equalize, you know, the scaling of the whole game. Make it all late game.
Testing you to see whether or not grace truly does guide you.
Bloodborne's New Game Plus was much more solid. Like, the fact that it took like 3 to 4 swings to kill like the first mob, I mean, not even the werewolf, just the first villager guy in Bloodborne in New Game Plus, you really felt like there was a decent bump. And like even with like fully gemmed out weapon, it would take a bit.
Gathering place of tarnished champions.
Game in hello, Frebsol. It's Marco Bobit. Oh, did you enable free cam? You can catch Margaret using Carrion Knight's sword. Oh my god, I should have read that earlier. Yeah, my bad. You know what? I'm gonna enable it right now so I don't get caught off guard again by this.
Let my hand rest upon
free cam, free cam. It's not like you get 2 other times to fight him. Yeah. I mean, you can tell it's the Carrion sword, like... from like the blue... like the weapon is gold, but the gem still glows blue. Which is kind of like off-putting a bit. Okay, where's my cam again? Did it properly in Demon Souls 2 all of a sudden Boletaria becomes pretty tight in New Game Plus? Yeah. That's what they should do. Dun, da, da, da. Inject. Okay. Config. Yeah, I can turn on higher LOD. Which is cool. And there we go. Does that work? Yes. My best of Furendo. Imagine making a Elden Ring lore videos without the camera. Just using binoculars. Is that what you PS5 people do? Random America statue just shows up. Nobody says anything. Okay.
Oh, this is a rare occasion. I can't remember the last time a new tarnished made their way to the round table. Very well. As your senior, I bid you welcome. It is safe here. You may let down your guard.
You may let down your guard. Okay.
Allow me a word of advice. As your senior, you are a mere visitor to the round table. Nothing more.
Man, his posture is really bad.
Yet to earn their keep. Remember your place, newcomer.
Whoa, bullying? Okay, he just has to drop your guard and then starts bullying the shit out of you.
There's nothing left to say. Be at your leisure.
Okay. What's your current mood of Mimian worked for or against Marika's wishes? Neither? Yeah, I don't think he was directly opposed to Marika's wishes. I'm not sure what he was trying to accomplish at this point. Just fucking... I think he was just waiting to form the full picture before he does anything, really. Best answer. Yeah. Let's see, like... I guess what he's trying to figure out, like the last thing he needs to figure out has to do with like the whole Mikela situation, right? Which has something to do with Marika directly or not. The struggle for eternity part, I think it just shows that he doesn't, like, I don't think he was strictly opposed to what Marika was trying to do, but he definitely did not believe, or rather could not believe, that what Marika would have the Tarnished do is what he found out. I guess he just couldn't believe it. So he just assumed that she wants the Tarnished to struggle for eternity rather than actually kill a god. Man, this game looks good. Like the ray tracing is pretty heavy. It's not the biggest difference, but like in a subtle way, it really makes, like, even the armors look like really cool. Pretty epico, man. You're too weak, bro. Don't bother, I guess. Yeah, it's like we're all too weak, bro. This is bullshit, man. Ain't no way, bro. Yeah. Cornyn is ironically one of the more interesting characters in the Round Table Hold. You know what I really like?
I see you've just arrived. Welcome to
Is that he's such a religious fanatic,
Corin, a man of the cloth.
but he is also
The strength granted us by the two fingers.
like literally objectively a heretic.
Order.
So he uses the cleric garb with the wheel and the eyes. So he had his eyes taken, he has the wheel to mark him for shame.
Counsel them, ensuring
He is fully, he says he's fully faithful to the Golden Order and his faith doesn't waver, right?
the way.
It's like, sounds like overcompensation.
See it? The guidance of grace.
Ah, yeah, I need to shut the fuck up when the NPCs talk, I swear to god. Anyways. But he still sells the giant flame incantations. Yeah, there you go. Like, this guy straight up saw the prophecy of flame in his faith. Yet he's sitting out here preaching over like literally killing Gold Mask because he thinks Gold Mask is a heretic. By the way, like, the prophecy of flame and the Gold Mask are two things I want to touch on when I talk about the Marika video. Oh, hello everyone. Alright, let's see. SGT Karim, hello. How are you doing? I'm doing good. Garfield. Eating lasagna. How are you doing? I think it's Radagon that wishes for us to struggle for... You know... That's a good point. I mean, probably. Radagon does not have any sort of, like, solution to, like, the... I guess the stalemate Marika put him in. Like, all he does is lock the way to the Earth Tree and fight you. That's all he does. You know, that's never... yeah, that's actually... You bring up a really good point. I did think that the notion that Gideon peered into the will of Marika and he saw that she wished us to struggle for eternity. And I assume that's Gideon just being overwhelmed by the... Oh, Sergeant! Okay. Thank you for letting me know. Like, just before the impossibility of the task, he assumed that Marika just put us to an impossible task, so she wants us to struggle for eternity. But what if he peered in the will of Radagon, which would be much more directly what Radagon wants, since he can't do much about the current situation. All he can hope for is that the Tarnished struggle for eternity and never actually make it to him. That's a good point. He's kind of precious for a Zelch who's also a heretic. Yeah, he's precious until he throws you off a cliff, yeah. Yeah, that's the idea. Like, he looks into their will, he thinks that's Marika's will, but what he peered into would be like Radagon's, maybe. He wanted his own prophecies to be wrong. That's why he turns Goldmask to reaffirm his fate. Yeah. I mean, even... He is, like, kind of, like, overcompensating. I don't know if that's the right term. But... even before turning to Goldmask, he just is extremely reluctant to teach you anything that is not of the lineage of the Golden Order or the Earth Tree. Does he say that about, like, the... Does he say that about, like, the Fundamentalist book, by the way? I can't remember. Does he say, oh, that's not the lineage of the Earth Tree? Ew. Some people think Gideon really is all-knowing, yeah. The irony of the title. How is Dunkring? I don't know, man. We just started. It's good, man. It looks good. Radagon hacked the wrong email account. Built his whole persona around it. Gideon, you mean? Okay, yeah. The only one he doesn't remark is the Golden Order Principia. Is that the one? Is that the Fundamentalist Incantations one? The Golden Order Principia? He sounds very impressed by it. Okay. That's the one good... Okay. Every other book, including the Two Fingers, is heresy. Really? Including the Two Fingers? Is the Two Fingers book downstairs? Hold on, that's interesting. Yeah, I see it, bro.
Wonderful news. Most Tarnished are blind to it these days. You are something of a rare breed. Well, what do you say? Care to learn an incantation of the Two Fingers?
It's in the basement? Okay. Alright, so this guy has giant incantations. He obviously saw the prophecy of flame, like from his whole get-up and stuff. But even still, he is teaching like only two fingers incantations as far as I can tell here. Yeah. By the way, if you guys like some Elden Ring like color theory bullshit, it's interesting to notice that the two finger stuff is not necessarily like specifically gold aligned at all. It actually like covers the full spectrum of colors, which goes back to the whole thing they have going on with light, like the fingers themselves and the Elden Ring. And even shadow, actually, since they also have shadow incantations. This character should have a shit ton of keys, right? Right? Yeah. Then Black Ops. Oh my. It's kind of interesting that he doesn't like the two finger incantations. But yeah, I guess the two finger deal is a bit it's kind of a muddy area as far as it goes like in universe. I don't think like too much people are super aware or worship like the two fingers and the greater will directly. That's more like the purview of the people who are in the know, like the higher ups, you know, like America, the fingers, etc. The Tarnished are kind of an exception-ish, considering they are, you know, directly tied to the two fingers in their mission. Assassin prayer book, okay. Which really goes back to the notion that what the Golden Order would consider heretic and what the two fingers would consider heretic are very far apart. The two finger, it's usually just don't fuck with the greater will's control. That's about it, really. Who do you think knows about the Elden Beast at all? I don't think anyone would know about the Elden Beast besides the Elden Lord slash gods, basically. Vessels of the Elden Ring and Elden Lords, and maybe like early humans who make contact with it or something. I don't know. That's about it, really. The fingers, I guess, I should say that, obviously. Yet Enya tells us to mend the Golden Order. I think Corin is just an idiot, yeah. I think the current plan for the... Okay, here's the thing. When we talk about mending the Golden Order, what is the Golden Order? Golden Order is the literal configuration of the Elden Ring as it was during like Marika's reign, right? Like during the Golden Order. Yes, you could be more lenient and say it's basically the Elden Ring without the Rune of Death, maybe. I think the current plan for the fingers and Enya is just go and mend the Elden Ring. They don't even plan on replacing Marika. They are like fully ready to just use her as a non-sentient vessel. Like just trap her inside the Earth Tree, have her be a literal container of the Elden Ring, take away her freedom and just use her as is. Like they don't even intend to replace her as far as I can tell. I miss these streams, it's chilling here. I'm glad. They are pretty fun, I just didn't have much time to do them, sadly. Like the whole notion of restore the Golden Order, repair the Golden Order, is kinda weird, because is it even the Golden Order at that point? Like if I just have like 2 great runes and I go fix the Elden Ring and I'm missing like 4 or 5 of them, is it really the Golden Order at that point? Maybe if you just focus on the like Rune of Death aspect, but does it return to the Elden Ring after you unseal it, or does it is unbound but also is not returned to the Elden Ring kind of thing? The weird thing is how the Two Finger doesn't blame Radagon for denying us the throne or anything. I mean, why would they? Like, Radagon is like gotta be the ultimate order simp. Radagon's fundamentalism is closer to that of, like, he's the Golden Order simp, right? But I feel like fundamentalism in general is closer to what the Finger are. It's like this concept of order in its purest form, rather than the necessarily like all the extra bells and whistles around it. I think the Fingers just don't know what's going on inside the Earth Tree. Like, the Fingers don't know that Marika is having us kill the Elden Beast. Radagon knows. Radagon is like, fuck that shit, I'm blocking the way. But I don't think the Fingers are aware. They aren't even aware that the way to the Earth Tree is sealed. Like, they are very... I guess it goes back to the notion that they were shattered with the Elden Ring. Like, they became broken. They just don't know. Put some duct tape on it, it will be fine. Yeah, basically. It can't fully return because part of it is in Deathroot. That's true. But does it matter if like some of it is out there? As long as the main rune, I mean, it's hard to tell. Like, is the Rune of Death incomplete now? Or is it just a chunk of its power was used to do something and like... I don't know, I tend to think that the Rune of Death isn't like incomplete in any way, shape or form. It's just, you know, part of its power was used and had like consequences and still propagating, etc. Let's see. Radagon is quite the wild card. That's a good way to put it. The Greater Will ordains the Tarnished to conduct their mission, and Radagon denies it, to be fair. That's when the Fingers go still when they learn about it. Yeah. Then again, the Greater Will just also doesn't know. Like, they have a mission. Radagon stops that mission from the perspective, okay, become Elden Lord, but they just do not know about the full scope of the situation. And I think that's what's really interesting about Marika's whole plan and what it ultimately is. To me, what Marika's plan ultimately is to sever the connection with the Greater Will. Like, that's the end goal, that's what everything is building up to. And that's in full effect already after she put it in action, shattered the Elden Ring, the Shattering War happened, the Tarnished got called back, they're gonna kill the Elden Beast. She did like shatter that connection in many ways already the moment she shattered the ring itself. By crippling the Fingers, I'm pretty sure she gave the order to assassinate all the Finger Readers outside the throne, like her bed chamber. Through the Black Knife Assassin, by the way, who's sitting there. If we look at the Finger Readers there, they didn't just like shrivel out and dry out while waiting. They are in like death poses, if you know what I mean. Like, they were killed. It's not like the pilgrims from Dark Souls 3 who just sat there until they dried out.
Further study of incantations, is it? I can happily spare the time and applaud your enthusiasm. That is a work of heresy.
Okay, dude.
Incantations bear no lineage from the Erd Tree. Very well. I'll take it off.
You think that the Fingers consulting the Greater Will is genuine? It sounds like NEA is taunting us more than anything. Ah, man, it's gonna take like one... Alright. Part of that is true. Like, coincidentally, coincidentally, when the shit goes south and it's time to do some, you know, some less than good stuff and burn the earth tree, the fingers close the eyes. Like, even the way like Enya delivers that line, like, oh no, you're gonna do that and this and burn the earth tree and free the rune of that. The fingers would never allow that. But the fingers aren't even here, so who knows, man? Do whatever you want. It's kind of hard to tell if it's literally meant to be like they are willfully closing their eyes and letting you do whatever, or like the finger is genuinely trying to like contact the greater will, but are probably like. I think the notion of time, I believe it. Here's why. The fingers communicate with light, like straight up, in more ways than one. Like straight up light electromagnetic wave, which is also like why it's interesting that their incantations are so like have all these different like wavelengths, like colors associated with the different wavelengths of light. They write their scripts in light. Like the weapons they crafted for the Tarnished are literally made up of light, and that's the first one of the first ways like through which they communicated, by literally writing with light. The mirror helm that's meant to like stop the fingers from like fingering your brain and like figuring out what you are thinking, like reading your mind or whatever, is a literal mirror helm, as in it reflects light, electromagnetic waves. I think the notion that the fingers, it will take like thousands of years to contact the greater will, I don't think that's necessarily just bait or anything. I think it just goes to the idea that the greater will is extremely far away. Which, if you go back to the idea that the outer gods in general exist in outer space, and that he's basically a few thousand light years away, and as such, even though the fingers, which by the way look like antennas, communicate with electromagnetic waves, aka light or radio waves or however you want to see it, is all the same at the end of the day. Even then, it will take a few thousand years to reach the greater will. Which is also why the greater will isn't really involved in these things hands-on. Like, he is so far away, he cannot really directly affect things like fast, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it's a finite speed of communication. Greater will isn't some sort of like outer entity that's like really far away. It sends meteors. Okay, that's about how much it does. The first meteor it sent to this world was the Elden Beast, which is meant to literally rule in his stead. And then the fingers probably came with it. Or grew, anyways, like, whatever you want to think, how the fingers came about. They are also emissaries of the greater will. They are literal antennas that communicate with it through light, but it's extremely far away. And they are meant to rule through its principles without having to consult it. Usually because it's extremely far away, so it takes a lot of time. Also, there is like the divine towers. It's literally like stations to put like the two fingers on top of them to facilitate like information. Like it's an extra fancy antenna. I think the more I play FromSoft games, the more I realize they write fantasy as sci-fi and sci-fi as fantasy. You know, that's a pretty good, yeah. Elden Ring in particular, especially with a lot of the notions of, much more so than Bloodborne even. A lot of the notions of like space and extraterrestrial life forms and how it goes back to notions of like physics and mathematics. It's very much like a sci-fi story in a fantasy setting. Greater will seal the planet, kinda. I think we talked about this with Eva Parallel in Adam and Lilith. We did bring that up, right? Like when we were talking about the notion of like the greater will, whatever it is sending seeds of life towards Word. Yeah. So there is the notion that like you get to have life, you need the Elden Ring and the Crucible. Did they come together? I would personally assume so. I don't think there is explicitly any way to actually say with any level of confidence in game. But I would think of the Golden Star as a seed of life, containing both the Crucible, which is literally like a blend of different life forms, and the Elden Ring, which is a tool that you can use to order the life, quote-unquote, information that you have in the Crucible to able to have life emerge from it, kind of thing. Oh my god, Ensha! My favorite character! I swear to god we're gonna get Ensha lore in the DLC, mark my words, okay? Copium. We're gonna get Ensha lore, I promise you. Can't even talk to him? Really? Asshole. You know... Okay, you know what we need? We need a torch. On the other hand... What's the sexiest torch in game? This one? Ah! I never really gave much thought about what this this finger reader staff is supposed to be. What it's supposed to evoke. This looks like chimes? Bells? Bells are somewhat interesting. There's a pretty interesting parallel between Adam and Lilith being accompanied by the Spear of Longinus as an anti-catalyst. Yeah, because they were not supposed to find themselves together in the same world, right? You either have the seed of life or the seed of knowledge, but not both. Whatever the fuck you would do with the seed of knowledge without this, whatever. Yeah, too many seeds, bro. That's what she said. Yep. I mean, this kind of looks Crucible-like, right? Kind of. Vaguely. It's wood, spirally, pointy at parts. Bell bearing. Well, the bell bearing is the ball inside the bell, right? This looks more like a bell, like a chime. Is Dunk Eater here already? Yeah, he is. Okay, this is supposed to be a gameplay stream, by the way. Yeah. I mean, sure, we could talk to Dialos.
Hello. You must be new here. Well, just call me Dialos. The honor of one's house holds little import in these lands. By the way, have you met a young woman named Lanya on your travels?
Do you guys think Dialos is like of Numan descent? And that's why his family is a noble family?
If you find her, please be sure to tell me.
What about his... Yeah, his... Kinda has Numan-y facial features, whatever those are. Don't ask me. The lore is too captivating? Yeah. Let's kill this guy. I'll be rich. This guy thinks it's a duel. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. Okay, I'm surprised he actually staggered me with the first hit of his one-handed scythe. This character has like 70 something poise. Is poise that bad these days? Oh my god. I guess they nerfed it, probably. I don't know. It's basically Dark Souls 3 now. I was mid Ash of War. I guess I wasn't in hyper armor frames yet. Yeah, okay. Don't heal, asshole. That's illegal. Alright, don't dodge either, I guess. Mad Tongue Alberich has died. Oh yeah, I guess we shouldn't, what is this, decipher Pata? Pata. Pata. How do you say Pata in English? Peita? Decipher Peita? Peite? Pate? Peita. Any English people in chat? It's debatable. Oh my god. Oh, that doesn't help. Oh man, I just scrolled past the Helfen steeple and my heart fluttered a little bit, you know? It's gonna be in the DLC, guys, I promise. It's Helfen time. What if the Helfen is the tree? Is the Deathroot tree? Nah. What if the Helfen is the Black Earth tree? Let's see. Bro, where are the fist weapons? Am I blind? Yeah, there we go. The Helfen just has that effect, yeah. A single hit straight sword swing suckers heavy armor now. It really shook the meta up. How much? Okay, well, how much? Like, you mean like with passive poise, right? Like, how much poise did you need to begin with to like poise through a straight sword R1 before? It was really high, right? Ultimately, it's not an English word, so it doesn't matter. Was it like 61 poise? For a one straight sword swing? One of the weapons originated from the two fingers. A formless sequence of cipher comprises its blade. As such, no shield can repel it, deals holy damage. The furtive pygmy inscriptions appear to hang in the air. The language of light spoken by the two finger. Oh, there you go. It straight up calls it the language of light. 58 before 1.0. Okay. And now, like, even with like full-on ball goats, you can't like passively poise a straight sword swing. That's crazy. Yeah, fuck that chandelier. Let's go kill Godric. Really interesting stuff. Man, this game's lore is good, bro. It's really good. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've been... The 8? Hey, Kimi, did they change how bull gouge works? Or is it still the same, like, weird dumbass effect where it reduces the poise damage you take, but on paper it increases your actual poise stat?
You there? Come over here, would you?
Would ya?
You're tarnished, aren't you?
Damn, he's tall.
I would advise against taking the main gate into the castle. It's tightly guarded by
Man, I
hardened
love
old
this
hounds.
armor and helmet so much.
Try the opening right here. The guards don't know about it. You'll breach the castle undetected. Yes, that's the spirit. You're just the kind of tarnished that I like. I pray for your success.
So he doesn't have an arm. Did I tell you guys about the theory that, I mean, it's not much of a theory, the first part of it, about how Gostok would be like a bastard of Godric? But like the interesting part is about how he would be the one who has like the god slaying like tome and seal hidden in the kitchen. Hey cuz, have you noticed the wind in somewhere always blow from the east to the west? Oh, okay. It could be that's causing all the damage on the outer walls. The winds are tainted, just like Nephili says, yo. Let's check that out. Right, what direction is this? Okay, not need the camera right now. Seems like it's coming this way? No. It's coming this way. Shit, let's see. Is a bird on my ass? Yeah. The wind is coming. You can tell with these guys. This way. Yeah. That's south. Oh, you can see the fog, I guess. That makes it easier. The fog is going this way, and most of the damage is on these walls. Yeah, that tracks, actually. I think it's east to west, but... I mean... This side, okay, like that's Godric's boss room side. Ah! What the hell is this? There's obviously nothing on this side of the castle. You know what? That actually tracks, I feel like. The corrosion of the winds. The winds are tainted. And it's Godric's... She says that it's his grafting that taints the wind? There were new calculations now integrating with Hyper Armor 2, but also value are similar to pre 1.1 on second hit, so straight sword is 130, but 68 on the second hit. Ah. And your Hyper Armor acts like some sort of like poise damage reduction? Maybe? I don't know. Free camp to the Chapel of Anticipation. The thorns that appear on the mountain appear there, and the trees are bent towards the east. I think this is what the chapel is, still standing cliff. Alright, let's go check the chapel. They went all out with the skybox. It does look really cool. I think the only thing that could be better is if it was like actual dynamic clouds. Are the thorns even gonna load? No. Yeah, you can see the thorns from here. We'd have to actually get here to see them. I still can't get over that video, that lore video I saw that had a Godfrey statue here. My brain still hurts from that, man, to this day. What's going on? Why? Likely being deteriorated with Stormvale meeting the same fate down the road. I think it's also why the exiled soldier wears the hood so that completely covers their face. I mean, it does say like either like in-game or in the 1.0 description about how they are covering their face against the harsh winds. That could be interested. I mean, if we entertain that it's from the winds, then why Stormvale specifically? And how come the winds of Stormvale are tainted? How does that work? Okay, so Pose works differently now in PvP, but also in PvE, by the way. I would imagine. If it's like the general... Ow! Holy shit, that hurts! I see. That's interesting. So it's hyper armor the game now. So yeah, so as you said, it's literally Dark Souls 3. Okay. So is it better off that? Like, is the PvP better now, or? Or is it just Ash of War spam because Ashes of War have some insane like hyper armor values? I don't know if you saw my reaction to your Secret of Stormvale video, but the connection between the Curse of Sauveur Esgod is more explicit in Japanese. I think I saw a bit of the stream last Protagonist, but I don't remember that detail specifically about the connection in Japanese being stronger. I would like to hear it if you would like to, you know, type it in chat. Like just the TLDR. So do you believe me that's good? It's the Storm Lord now. Okay, that's a... like the puzzle-headed leaps, man. So anyway, in conclusion, Godwin is the Storm Lord. And actually, he's Placidus X consort, or father, or son. I wouldn't even be against the notion that Godwin being the Storm Lord in some ways. I'm fully like I'd be down to consider like Stormlord being the title of the current Lord of Stormvale, and Godwyn being the first heir to the Golden Lineage would have been the Stormlord, as in the Lord of Stormvale. I'm down with that one. Stormlord that Godfrey defeated. If that's probably what you mean, by the way. Yeah, that's definitely what you mean. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Godwin is the Crucible. That's so he is everything, right? TLDR, Godwin is connected to the way through the way curses each through things via the weather dagger in the marred leather shield, amongst other things. Okay, I know about like the weather dagger. I did not include this in the video, which is, by the way, like happens fairly often. But the weather dagger is basically how I see it. Is it's the dagger that the D twin used to maybe literally carve out the curse mark from Godwin's corpse, maybe? If that makes any sense. Or not. It just sounds like why would the dagger make contact with Godwin's corpse to begin with? Anyways. So the dagger made contact with Godwin, and by making contact with Godwin, it was gashed. And that was something I could have added in the video, as in like the notion that even if the Motlin are the result of like Deathroot and like Godwin and whatnot, what about the gashes? Well, the influence of Godwin can cause gashes through the dagger, you know. The dark looks solid aspects. It's like the best Elden Ring stream footage I have ever seen. Wait, really? By the way, Kim Lidiar on YouTube, I did up the quality of the stream a lot for YouTube because YouTube will allow me to actually stream at a higher quality, unlike Twitch. So I would hope so. And when you say that, that's cool. That's epico, man. Doesn't make sense anymore because already Darien finds the curse mark in the summon water. Who's Darien? Who's the older one? Is it the crazy one? Or the beast servant? So unless you're saying Lil D Devin went there first, but it's not a bad idea. Alright, let me... Is summon water here? Yeah. Oh, I don't have the underground. That's interesting. Okay. I have the whole map unlocked, but I don't have the underground for some reason. Okay. Weird New Game Plus logic there. Okay. Alright. So you're saying Darien find the curse mark in Summon Water. Well, he does find Deathroot in Summon Water. So unless you're saying Lil D Devin went there first, but it's not a bad idea. Okay. So the D of the Roundtable Hold had the curse mark, right? I'm trying to refresh. So Fia kills him to recover the curse mark. Okay. Anyways, the Weather Dagger and the Mard equipment use describe them typically from soft curse language, but also used for Eclipse. Oh, okay. That's interesting. What if Nefeli is somehow telling us Godwin and Godfrey's story through the dynamic between Gideon and Nefeli? Godwin and Godfrey. The fact that she gives us the grafted talisman connects her to the Morn storyline. Connects her to the Morn storyline? I don't think so, but yeah, maybe. I mean, it could have been something she... Doesn't she say she found that in a pile of corpses? Like she looted it? Like the grafted talisman? It's like recent. Older D brother Darien serves Gurank, yes, okay. So Darien had the curse mark somehow. But younger D is the one who found Godwin. Why would the curse mark be in the Summon Water village? That's okay. There's absolutely no way the curse mark was just hanging in the Summon Water village for no reason. I haven't. You know what? We can go talk to him right now. I'm just gonna get the bonfire and we're good. I know he talks. He makes mention of something, but what I vaguely remember, or rather, what I remember understanding from that is him referencing like the basically the death root that infested the place, not necessarily the actual half of the Hallow brand. Just a troll. Hello, my guy. You were spot on with the old DLC theory video before it was actually revealed. Thank you, but we actually don't know what the DLC is gonna be quite yet. Like the teaser image is a tease, but we aren't quite sure yet. I would be lying if I said the teaser image didn't make me optimistic, but it really isn't 100% confirmed yet that it would be like Spirit World and stuff like that. Alright, let me grab this bonfire. Oh, one weird thing. I was coping recently and got summoned for the twin gargoyles. The Devin in that host world was standing. I never seen that. I took a screenshot. Was he standing? Like, was he bugged? Kinda standing. Like, if you interacted with him. Can you interact? You can't interact with NPCs as a summon, right? Aren't they like ghosts when you're a summon? Probably was like a bug in loading his animation. Oh, he's a bit of the west, yeah. Let's see. Let's go talk to these nuts. Yeah, that's point in the game. You are not likely to understand that the curse mark isn't just a reference to Deathroot. You can make him stand if you kill Darian and give Devin the armor set there. Oh, does he stand? Wait, so how do you kill... Okay, can we talk about... Holy shit, the FPS in this forest is... Jesus! Oh my god! Alright, can we take a second to appreciate... the craziest fucking... lore mystery enemy of this game? This thing is so weird. But it's not random at all. We just have zero information on this guy. Like, these lookout stones, I'm pretty sure they are fairly lore significant about some stuff. They are extremely intriguing. But you can literally not make out anything from them. Or make out with them, for that matter. Anyways.
Hello? Can you hear me? Help me. I'm stuck. Hello?
Alright, so for the D here, he will pause, but his dialogue isn't over. Are you saying like I should keep talking to him? Like just so I don't stop? Asshole. Okay, noted. By the way, I have a 4090. So in this game with ray tracing, if you enter a forest with max ray tracing, even with a 4090, you get 20 something FPS. That's insane. Did I pass him? Yeah, I passed him.
There's no mistake.
Okay, the
Is
FPS is
Death
awful.
has left its mark once again.
Has left its mark once again. Man, this game is beautiful, by the way. Holy fucking shit. I can't.
I'm sorry. I cannot give you your proper rights. But at least you did not join those who live in death. Your soul will return to the Earth Tree.
Can you get this piece of...
Honeyed rays of gold. Deliver this spirit.
Okay. Soul returned into the Earth Tree. Okay. That's important. That's an important line I was gonna fucking talk over. Can you get this piece of armor? I mean, I know you can get the hood, but does it have like the red? It does. Interesting. The guilty. Turn ray tracing off. Yeah, I know it's fucking shittily optimized, but most of the time I still can run it at 60 FPS anyways, and it does look sexy, you know. It's just in the open world, if you look at a shit ton of foliage like on the screen, the FPS starts to tank, and also the fact that I'm streaming is not helping. Like, it doesn't get this bad, not nearly this bad usually. Alright, let me catch up. There are things that make no sense, like why is that one cave in Caelid has a lesser falling star beast? Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Okay? Just wait until I make the Eternals versus Greater Will video and you'll understand. Okay? It's all falling stars. They're attacking Celia. The cave is next to Celia, okay? The stars are assaulting the Eternals. It's all an inside job. Gravity stones can't melt glintstone or something, I don't know. The light through the trees, the game is so beautiful. Yeah, man. Very holy shit epic. Mistwood probably can't keep 60 FPS no matter what, yeah. This is one of the necromancers, right? I mean, he looks pale, like the necromancers, like the one in the catacomb where you get the black knife print or something. They're in a few other areas, but there are not like many of them in game. Like there's these necromancers that have like ghost flame torches and can like keep resurrecting the skeletons Dark Souls style. They are super pale. Like this guy looks like them, but those have the noble body. They don't have like this guy's like guilty body. I think it's kind of a... Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this guy is like a unique corpse slash enemy. I don't think they are even like this in the mountaintops. He's a tarnished. Oh, you mean like the literal model is a tarnished? Like wearing this outfit? I guess so. Is he? Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is a tarnished. The grey eyes too. Yeah, I know D is done speaking. I'm just like doing the round over everything we gotta talk about before I start his dialogue. Damn, even this angle looks good thanks to the ray tracing. Like his face is properly shadowed by his hood. Why is there such a long pause? I think it's probably because you don't catch him. Like it's supposed to like you know, make you notice him while you are walking by so you don't miss him. So if you're like around and then there's a pause and you hear him like speak again, you have more chances of noticing him than if he just said his thing directly in one take. Or maybe the devs just fucked up, I don't know.
Tarnished, are you? I'm known as D. I hunt down those who live in death and weed their death root. Heed my warning. The village here has been touched by death, and worse yet, it is home to a mariner. If you value your life, then go no further.
Okay.
The village here has been touched by death. Turn back while you still can. The village here has been touched by death. Turn back while you still can.
Does he have any more dialogue? Like, I guess I have to kill the mariner probably, right? Like, I don't want to get him to go to the round table hall and then miss something. The frost trolls can cast fire? Yes! That's actually true. That's a really cool detail. They have like some shitty fireball spells, a bit like the giant, basically. Yeah, like it really shows you that they are descendants of the fire giants. Yeah, the mountaintops is a bit, quote unquote, the level design of the region is pretty awful if you ask me. Oh my god, guys, this is literally the DLC right now. Fighting a mariner. This is basically what the DLC is gonna be like. Are you guys ready for the mariner slash spirit lore? Are you guys laugh at the mariner mini boss, just wait for like arch mariner. Okay, I never saw this before. Hold on a second. They just buff all their weapons with Ghost Flame? I actually never saw this spell in my whole life. They need a bigger boat. I actually never saw him do that. That's crazy. Ow. Even the arrows. Oh, the sides. Oh man, I can't wait for the spell. Ghost Flame, like, puts Ghost Flame buff on your weapon. Actual war slash spell in the DLC is gonna be so cool. Okay, it ran out. There is no like extra new game plus exclusive moves in this game, right? Like I just never saw the thing. It's not like he doesn't do it in the normal new game. Death and water control. Maybe you just found the first, I'd never seen that before. Yeah. World first, Mariner. Special attack. I wanna check out the militia ash. The militia. These are the spirits of militiamen. Militiamen who live in death and will continue to rise again until properly finished off. This is the grotesque fate of those who come into contact with Deathroot. A bandit who lives in death. You will continue to rise again. After the night of the plot, Deathroot appeared in Labs BG, and those who live in death soon followed. Godwin is a Mizukage confirmed. What is... whatever that is.
Another fool who won't listen to reason, eh?
Eh?
But with a prowess for weeding Deathroot. How would you like to earn the strength of beasts? If you're inclined to hunt more of those who live in death and weed their Deathroot, then I'll introduce you to Garank, the beast clergyman. I have a matter of my own to attend to, and the beast himself wishes for someone to take my place. What say you? Very
Sure.
well. Show me your map. I've marked the location for you, of a hidden gateway. It will lead you to Garank, the beast clergyman.
Yeah, just as troll, you're right. Like, it's... I don't want to have too high of expectations, but a DLC to be called an expansion to an already massive game like Elden Ring has to be like huge. First of all, and then they spent actually 2 years development on just the DLC of their best-selling game and one of the biggest new video game IPs ever. Like, the thing gotta be huge. And it's gotta be a whole ass new, like, map, region, you know? Like, it won't be just a few areas. Like, it's gonna be a decent... It's gonna be, like, more open world. So it's gonna have to be some sort of spirit world. Like, either, like, straight up the spirit world, or... Like, one thing is that they can repurpose the current open world and, like, craft it as, like, you know, rework it, change it a bit, and use it as a base for, like, a parallel world kind of thing, you know? Like a mirror. I can't English, guys. Mirror world kind of thing. But yeah. Does he say anything else? Fuck, I need to check. But yeah, last protagonist, I'm not sure. Did I miss it? Like the dialogue when he says about like finding the...
Attend to. I spotted the mark of the centipede here in the village.
Ah, there we go.
All omen symbol that should not be. Someone or something threatens the sanctity of the Golden Order and must be eradicated.
Oh, that's what he means. Is this right over where the other D is? Is this right over the Nokron? Is it Nokron? Yeah, it's Nokron, right? Is this right over the Nokron aqueduct? Imagine all the new lore, so exciting, yeah. I do think there's genuinely gonna be a decent chunk of Elden Ring lore we're not given that's gonna be expanded in the DLC. It won't be just all new stuff. I think it will... I'm optimistically confident that it will expand on stuff that matter in the base game and tie up a lot of loose ends. Mostly stuff that relate to Miquella, spirits and the spirit world. Indirectly, stuff relating to the Numen and Eternals. And also indirectly, Marika stuff. I also think there is a decent chance that we might get some Glowmite Queen, just because of how she's linked to death in general and her potential identity and previous role in the game. I think I'm really optimistically expecting that there will be some like really cool new information that's gonna answer some questions in the base game. DLC image is so cryptic. There is no legacy dungeon structure in the distance. Hopefully, finger crossed, we see something at the Game Awards. Okay. Guarantee you we're gonna get Elden Ring DLC trailer at the Game Awards and the game release like 2 months later. You don't need any sort of like leak or insider info to guess that. Like 100%.
What is it?
Like, don't even worry about it. If it doesn't happen,
Indicates where the gateway is hidden.
you can come back here and blame me for giving you false hopes.
What is it? Still milling about? The map indicates where the gateway will lead you to Garank.
So D sends the Hollow Brand somewhere around here, which I think is right over where his brother is. Oh, clip it, yeah. The receipts. I still think the idea is that the mark was ultimately with the other D. Or rather, he's the one who stole it from Godwin. I mean, okay. The mark... Fia says the mark was stolen. Older D seemingly did not find it yet, but found traces of it, or rather, like indication that the brand is somewhere around there. And that place happens to be just over where his twin is, who we know made contact with the Prince of Death. I'm not gonna pretend I understand or can give a good explanation on the logistics of how that would work and how the brand moves around. But I think that's what it lines up to. Darian just picked it up there. Fia kills him later to take his health. The little D, the little D should already be a vegetable now, IMO. Yeah, I mean, I fully believe that. Like, the sequence as event is right. But how did the mark end up there to begin with? It has to be through the little D, because he's the one we know made contact with Godwin. He also happens to be Z-axis aside in the exact area where the older D felt the brand was and later finds it, while Godwin is way off under the Earth Tree. And the Hollow Brand was explicitly stolen. The only hint that we have left is a gold and silver dagger, and we know that the younger D is the one that made contact with the Prince of Death. And I believe Darian when he says that he knows who's the owner of the dagger. As in, it's not necessarily him, but rather his brother. He's being spread around the lands between and just happened to get carried by Deathroot there. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I just don't... even though Deathroot is spreading, I don't think the mark... I don't know, it just feels like it would be like too big of a deal for the mark to just move around casually in the network of Deathroot like that. It's not something they seem to have been chasing. Also, D makes it sound that it's the work of, like, someone carries it. Like... by sensing the mark of the centipede, he expects that someone is behind the fact that the mark of the centipede is there to begin with. A follower of Destined Death. Who are followers of Destined Death and why would they move it? No. It wasn't moved normally. Like, Fia explicitly says it was stolen. And the lead she has is the gold and silver dagger. It was taken. It wouldn't be like a follower who Destined Death who just moves it around. I think that takes too much. You have to assume too many that would paint the picture of some sort of like internal conflict among those followers of Godwin, which seem to be led by Fia to begin with. So now I think the young D made contact with the Prince of Death, stole the brand somehow, went crazy, carried it with him somehow under the Summon Waters. Older D senses the brand in the Summon Waters right above where the other D is, somehow gets his hand on it. There is somehows here, but I do tend to not try to care too much about the logistics of how things move in Souls games, stuff like that. Just the what seems to be like the flow of events here. She says it's stolen because the E is a Golden Order Hunter IMO, so by rights he would not possess it in her opinion. Oh, okay. So you think that because he has it, it is stolen, he shouldn't have it to begin with. But, okay, fine. But Fia is... She has a lead, though, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, he does seem oblivious. Probably one can't move while the other can, but doesn't mean like one didn't move before. Obviously, like the young did move before since he made contact with the Prince of Death. I just don't want to think too much about the logistics. You can make up some sort of like justification, like there are one soul, the brand isn't like something that you physically take. It's something that latches on to the soul somehow, and the fact that the younger D took it somehow. I don't fucking know. It just seems to me that the chain of events of younger D finding the Priest of Death, making contact with him, ending up under the Summon Water, where the older D also feels the mark of the centipede. Older D, yeah. Also, like, it makes more sense to me that the Hallow brand would be on Godwin. I don't see why it should be like moving around to random places. It's one of those things that's just fuck you, that's why, yeah. Bird! I guess we should talk to Orgier. Not talking to Orgier is probably like a crime if you're doing a lore through. Need to bounce. Good luck. Alright, thank you for hanging out, Last Protagonist. See you another time.
Ah, nice to meet you. The pleasure's mine. Roger's the
Nice
name.
hat, bro.
A sorcerer, as you might have guessed. I'm looking for a little something here in the castle. When I'm not hot-footing it from the troops, that is. But enough about me. What are you doing here in Stormvale Castle? This place is bristling with tarnished
Oh,
mind for grafting. Not exactly a place I'd stroll into without a purpose in mind.
I'm here to
I see.
defeat
Here
Godric.
to challenge Godric and lay your hands upon a great rune, are you? You can see it then, I take it. The guidance of grace. Well, enjoy it while you can.
I sure
I'm
can.
tarnished, like you. But unlike you, I've seen neither hide nor hair of this guidance for the longest time. Still, I won't forget how it felt when I first came here, to the lands between. I'm privy to a few magical battle arts. Would you care to learn one? As a fellow Tarnished, once guided by grace, I'd love to help you out, if it please.
I'm good, bro.
Oh,
Do I have to buy his shit for him to talk?
the
Unbelievable.
battle art you've learned is of the Glintstone family. They were conceived at the Great Academy of Rea Lucaria, to the north of this castle. In the past, they obeyed laws which contravened the Golden Order, or so I'm told. Fascinating, isn't it? That the Golden Order was pliable enough to absorb practices that contradicted itself in the past. With the Order broken, twisted, and in need of repair, such adaptability is more important now than ever.
Kinda interesting to hear him say these things now. When he obviously what he has in mind is the acceptance of those who live in death. What's up, bro? Alright. Okay. Let's go get Godric. Godoric. Damn, this game looks good. Alright, ruined my stamina. God damn it. That hurts. Those are definitely the children of Godric, by the way. And it seems that grafting is a practice that's inherited, passed down among these quote-unquote royals, I guess, golden lineage. There's a branch of the golden lineage at least. Alright. Mind me, sir. Yeah, kill the dog, thank you. Can I stop being bad? For 1 second. They do the golden buff to their sword, so they have some power. You know what? That's a good point, actually. Whoa, don't kill me, bro. Jeez, I have no time to heal. A casual gamer, hello. Yes, it is New Game Plus 7 already. We didn't speedrun it or anything, I just put my game on New Game Plus 7. Da, 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 da. The goddamn birds, indeed. Da, 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 da. Gonna die again to the bird. Oh my god. I can't hit him! Please die already. Thank you. Jesus. Yeah, I could use some range, that's true. I just want to swing at them at the moment though. Dun, da, 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 da. Sup guys? Okay, this guy lived with 1 HP, that's annoying. I thought I would stagger him, god damn it. I wish some more stuff, you know. All these PS3 graphics, man, unbelievable. Yeah. PS3 graphics, bro. Are you restricting any builds? Not really. I wanna... The goal is to use this weapon. I just wanna two-hand this great sword because I haven't got the chance to play with this before, and I really like its moveset, like the alternative, like great sword R1. That's about it. The build is not really a build. I just slapped this weapon with Frost Infusion on this level 300 character, which was supposed to be an Int Fate build, and that's about it. It's not like optimized damage or anything like that. It's just high level with a lot of wasted stats.
Mighty dragon. Thou art a true born heir.
So far I do a shit ton of damage. I'm not sure if it's just because it's the early game, but the plan is that I get to learn a bit the bosses, you know, a bit of a getting good before the DLC hits. The Hollow Greatsword? Yeah, the Mira Greatsword from Dark Souls 2. True born heir, huh? That's right.
Playing as a lord.
You know why? Because it's a modern dragon, and modern dragons are descendants of Grail, which Grail was a demigod, a child of Placidusax and the Glowmite Queen, and all the modern dragons have like weird humanoid features, and they descend all from like a single one, which is Grail, not Godwin. Alright, let's bully Godric. Ow! I can't believe this. So far it seems that at least early game they take a shit ton of damage. But the mobs and bosses have millennia damage. That's the difference. They are still like not too tanky, but they definitely have like some serious damage, which makes me worried about the damage millennia is gonna have. I am actually using like some pretty tanky talismans, just like stand HP, physical damage res, and the Great Shield talisman because I want to block with this great sword. Did you say bow before me? Damn. Okay, he does have forward tracking with that. Really? Already phase 2? And the first time I saw this cutscene I thought, holy shit, this is crazy. It was brutal. You try a light load playthrough. So you're gonna use daggers?
Truest of dragons.
Didn't they buff light roll to the point it became broken?
Thy strength.
For the frames.
Forefathers one and all.
Holy shit. These lines slap so much. The FPS slaps so much. 4090 by the way.
I am the Lord.
Damn, they're way too squishy is the issue.
And one day
I don't really like daggers. Oh.
our home, bathed in rays of gold.
Both of them to market this footage, but also smart. Hope the DLC trade doesn't get wild. Just as walking around, I'm sure everyone would buy it, lol. Yeah. I think part of me just don't want to see. Oh my god, I got excited for a second there. Breathe in. Yeah, sometimes when I think about the Elden Ring DLC, you know, I get a little hysterical. Like, part of me just don't want to watch the DLC trailer because it's gonna be spoilery, but at the same time, part of me wants to be validated, wants to see it live, and also want to have some more like confirmation for what the DLC is gonna be about. I really think Ash of War, it's fucking sexy, isn't it? I adore it. I absolutely love Double Slash. Fucking beautiful. Oh my god, look, it's your boy, Godfrey. Yeah, the damage is gonna be insane. I expect the DLC is gonna be extremely late game, like more late game than Millennia, obviously. And yeah, considering how much damage Millennia does, yeah. The one thing I'm worried about, I don't know how many times I did this rant on this stream, but Millennia is the worst fucking boss FromSoft ever made, okay? And it's not because it's the hardest, but because she's bullshit and RNG and literally breaks the rules of the game. She's a hacker. She cheats, okay? And I'm not... coping or being emotional. I promise you, Millennia cheats, okay? She doesn't respect the rules of the game. It's like, and that kind of feels like shitty. Like, it feels like extremely artificial. Like, they made her broken for the sake of making her broken. Holy shit, this game looks good, man. Well, it's too bad Jesus, the Earth tree is light. It's okay. It's too bad the FPS gets so bad, like, while I'm streaming. Like, it's not this bad when I'm not streaming. Holy shit, it looks so good, man. Just look at this for a second, man. Just like the ray tracing is like really heavy and some people don't see too much difference, but it makes a huge difference for like in subtle ways for the lighting in general, but mostly for foliage and armor. Because now for armor have like self-shading, like they shade like the folds and like stuff that come out of the armor actually are properly like shaded, like properly cast shadow on the armor itself, which made like the actual armors in game look way better. Oh man, I'm such a graphic whore. The ambivalence is real. In all honesty, I don't think I'll be able to resist at all. Yeah, that's how it goes. I was able to resist only one thing when it came to Elden Ring. It was the big leaks that came out of the network test, like the data mining and the launch trailer. That's about it. And you know what? That's good, because that launch trailer was... When I looked at that launch trailer after, the spoilers are crazy. Like, way too much. You see the amount of people who want her back on the DLC? I don't get it. How about a new boss instead? I think it's just the Miquella. Oh my god, we're gonna have Miquella boss, so Millennia is gonna be like a dual boss because they are twins. Yeah. Millennia has lifesteal and moves like an anime character. Yeah. The lifesteal isn't even the issue with Millennia. There is 3 issues with Millennia. Why it's a trash. Like, I should make a video that's called Millennia is the worst boss, like some clickbait, like the worst boss FromSoft has ever made, or something like that. But here's the thing. It's not the lifesteal, it's not the damage, it's not the speed. There is 3 things that makes Millennia absolutely unfair and like unfun, and it's some... I'm worried about the Elden Ring DLC bosses because of the bullshit they gave Millennia, and I really hope they don't do that shit again. There's 3 things. The obvious one, everyone hates Waterfowl Dance. Waterfowl Dance, okay, should not be a move that has very specific answers in-game. It's either you use a literal speedrun strat, which involves you running around her in a specific way at a specific timing so that you break the AI's lock-on, right? Or you just are at a specific distance from her, like you have to be past a certain range, or you block, and it's not even a solution blocking, because even if you can block the attack, she just heals so much off of it, which is bullshit, okay? Or you happen to proc a status effect on her, which looks stupid as fuck because it cancels her mid-air, okay? What else is there? Being far, being close, doing like the flipping around her. Oh yeah, I guess in Bloodhound Step. Like there's only 3 solutions in game. Like one of them is a speedrun stat, doesn't count. They shouldn't design your game around that. It's obviously just abusing the AI's lock-on capabilities. The other, if you happen to be randomly in a specific range too close to Millennia when she does it, you're dead. You have to be further away. Or, god damn it, I literally just said it and I forgot it. I'm such a dumbass. Or have Bloodhound Step. I think they buffed Light Roll, now it can work. But even then, like, it didn't work before they buffed drastically Light Roll. The fact that you can't reliably like dodge the first the first like you know, like attack of the Millennia's waterfall dance is complete bullshit. And the fact that she can do it randomly at varying RNG timings, and it has no proper answer in game. Okay, like that's bullshit. But that's the obvious part of Millennia is bullshit. Like that's fine. You can just play like a little bitch and stand back at a certain range to make sure you didn't get caught, because you know it's around like a certain 75% HP. She's gonna do it. Fine. But what really is a million times more bullshit about Millennia is two things. First of all, she can animation cancel out of a shit ton of things she can do, including being staggered. She can animation cancel out of being staggered by an attack. She can cancel the stagger animation. In fact, she can cancel the stagger so fast that if you use a slow weapon, a slow move, like a slow swing, like a heavy weapon, and you hit her and you stagger her, and it's a heavier stagger, by the way, she can cancel out of that stagger animation and hit you before you recovered from your own attack. And it's purely RNG. That's gotta be the worst. It's like you either pick like extremely safe attack to use against her, or you don't use like super slow weapons. Or you play extremely passively and really pick the safest windows. So that sucks the fun out of the fight. And then the third thing, like the even more bullshit thing. This game is built around staggering, breaking the enemy's posture to break their poise, get a critical hit, blah blah blah. Millennia has a posture bar like every boss, but she has hyper armor moves, so not every time you attack her she gets staggered. It also happens that some of her moves have hyper armor that make her immune to being poise broken. And what happens is that, imagine you build up 100 damage of poise on Millennia. Then she has like 10 poise. The next attack is gonna break her poise. If she happens to input read you and randomly do her side dash, for example, which is one of those hyper armor moves, and you hit her, not only will she not be staggered, okay, that's fine, it's hyper armor, not only she will not be poise broken, okay, you will consume, like you will break her poise, like her meter will hit 0 and reset. So all the poise damage you have been building up on her, if you happen to break her poise while she's in hyper armor, it resets, completely nullifying everything you have been working on. She literally cheats. She breaks the rules. Okay. Breathe in. And I'm back to Elden Ring after months, and I'm already doing the Millennia rant. And here's why it's so annoying to me. Because she literally feels, unlike every other boss, that can be way harder than her. She said cancels your Osager bar, yeah. She does not feel fair. Like, I beat Millennia after a few hours in my first playthrough. But I was not having fun by the end because of that bullshit. It was not fun. When you fight a hard boss, I do enjoy fighting hard boss in Souls games and learning them. It's really satisfying. It makes the fight really fun. And Millennia is actually a really fun fight, by the way, besides like the super RNG aspect to her, which is like RNG waterfall, RNG when she will animation cancel, and RNG when she will decide to animation cancel into a hyper armor move that removes all the poise buildup you have done on her. When you learn, like Mog, for example, my favorite boss fight in Elden Ring, Mog, was really hard. I did him at level 35 on my first playthrough. It took me a whole day, okay? At level 35. No, actually, no, it was weapon plus 3, it was level 65 or something. But my weapon was literally plus 3. It took me a whole day. But Mog was extremely fun and satisfying because I could actually learn the boss fight and get better at it. Millennia was pure RNG when I beat her. I didn't beat her because I got better and learned the fight. I learned the fight like 3 hours ago when I was fighting Millennia. But it was just based on pure RNG. When I played Dark Souls 3 DLCs, I played them on New Game Plus 7, just like I'm gonna play like the Elden Ring DLCs on New Game Plus 7. Frida, Demon Princess, Medir, and Gale took me multiple days each, probably around like the 20 plus hours each to beat, on like a level 120, fighting them for the first time on New Game Plus 7 in Dark Souls 3. That's what probably they took me probably like 4 times the amount of time Millennia took me to beat. But never at any point, despite how difficult it was, did I feel like shit. Did I feel like it was extremely unfun to fight them? Or did I feel like it was based purely on RNG? I just was getting slowly better at the fight. But Millennia though, now fuck that. It's just RNG when you actually get to beat her, even though you learn her fight. Or you play in extremely boring, safe way, which you can, to guarantee like beating her. But I hate that. I would like to play like extremely aggressively against bosses in these games. Okay. I'm sorry. I need to catch up with chat. Whew. I also don't like Millennia because like 3 combos and they all feel the same. I mean, I guess her moves can feel fairly samey. But she does. The variation comes with how she strings them together. Also, hello, Big Pisser. My second playthrough, I just beat it with Blasphemous Sword. Blasphemous Sword destroys her, especially because you can spam the Ash of War when she does her flower, like 3 or 4 times before she gets up, and she's weak to fire damage. You can combo Vow of the Indomitable Shield straight into dodge for the first flurry, and it looks cool as hell. Ooh, that's cool. I never used Vow of the Indomitable. I wonder how good it is. You can tell the moment people get cocky about Millennia. Yeah. Yeah, all of a sudden, now that you have a light roll that's double distance, insane amount of iframes that you can easily dodge her like waterfowl on normally. Yeah, of course she's easier then. Sussy Pop, hello. Hey man, stop bringing up good points. I can only defend Millennia's design so much. Don't defend her, okay? You don't want more Millennia-like bosses in the DLC, I swear. It was one of the biggest disappointments in my first playthrough. Actually, wasn't even guarding anything, felt deflating. You know what? That's true. There is no significant reward after Millennia, unless you somehow know. Yeah, unless you're trying to like, no. Good luck being in the situation where you are desperate to like remove the frenzy from yourself, and you know that Millennia, you need to kill her, blah blah blah, for the needle. No way, not on a first playthrough. I understand what you mean. From the bad thing about her is that the waterfall and the fact she has 2 phases. For you, okay, got you. It's not times about how good the experience is. Exactly. Demon Prince at New Game Plus 7, the health bar of the second phase. Dude. I was using a bad build. Like my New Game Plus 7 character in Dark Souls 3 was using the Corvian Scythe. Like, it's not a good, like an amazing damage weapon by any means. Like, the fights would take like 10 minutes, and I don't play passively. I play extremely aggressively. Like, my stamina is never full, like in these boss fights. And it would take me like 10 minutes for like the full kill of the Demon Prince. It's actually insane. Like, the only saving grace was that the Corvian side had the occasional bleed out. That's about it. You can use Raptor of the Mist as well for attack. Always forgot that. Wait, really? You can Raptor of the Mist waterfowl? No way. Really? The only thing from the Corvi side is bleed. Yeah, exactly. There you go. I have an anecdote. I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with Dark Souls 3. But on my first playthrough of Dark Souls 3, I farmed for hours for the Corvian Scythe. right? Like when I made it to like the road, whatever it's called, Crucifix Road. I started farming for hours for the Corvian side on my first playthrough. This is like on release day. And I eventually got it. Least annoying Dark Souls 3 farm, yeah. I was super happy with it, right? Road of Sacrifice, there you go, thank you. So, but it also happens to be that I guess the next boss in the Road of Sacrifice is the dumbass mage, whatever his name is, right? But then you get Cathedral of the Deep. And in Cathedral of the Deep, there is all the things that inflict to you the worms that bleed you out. Now, the Corvian Scythe also bleeds you out. So, Cathedral of the Deep was a really fun area for me on my first playthrough. But even better than that, the Deacons were probably the hardest fight in my first playthrough in Dark Souls 3. Yeah, the Crystal Sage, whatever the dumbass's name is. The Deacons of the Deep was my hardest fight in my first playthrough in Dark Souls 3. Obviously, there was no DLC by then, but yeah. Because I would insta-bleed myself out by hitting the Deacons. Because the self-bleed that's inflicted by the Corvian Scythe, it counts per target hit. So I would swing my scythe, hit like 10 of the dudes who were like, you know, stacking on top of the guy with the aura, and every single swing would systematically, instantly bleed me out. And that's like level 30 character with like 5 Estuses or something. So that was actually one of the hardest fights for me. Because I was literally killing myself. Just swinging at the boss. That's some real Cosmos lore. That's a Cosmos moment right there. And of course I stuck with the scythe because I'm like autistic like that, you know? I already farmed this for 3 hours, so of course I'm gonna... of course I'm gonna fucking play it. Even though it's literally killing me, and you couldn't pick a worse weapon for this fight. Man, this game is beautiful, man. The PS3 graphics, holy shit. Fuck. Damn. Look at that lookout stone over there. Hey. 4090, 48 FPS, lovely. Dark Souls 3 randomizers, best experience ever, yeah. I find, okay, here's a piece of opinion for you guys. Yeah, you have a point, Gimli. The fact that this is their first try at open world is insane. Imagine what's their open... And this is a PS4 game, by the way. This is a PS4... This is a cross-gen game. Okay, imagine how good Elden Ring 2's open world is gonna look like. Honestly, FromSoft has been catching up, like slowly but surely. Every like new game they make, they're catching up in terms of graphics. They had like ray tracing here and stuff, you know? Now imagine FromSoft's art direction and experience making Elden... You know, forget Elden Ring 2. Imagine how good the open world of the DLC is gonna look. The insane art direction of From Software. Man, I can't wait, man. Why am I thinking about the DLC? Why? I can't wait.
you're new around.
And you already know.
Found me in my
You already know in the trailer there's gonna be that shot. It's gonna be like the same plane where there is Mikola in the teaser image. Ray Trace Godwin, yeah.
oh, but
Ray Trace fish.
ask me.
Like the with like the field of like wheat or whatever it's called, you know, like the I'm just gonna call it wheat. I don't know what it's called. It's gonna be like you already know there's gonna be a panning shot like at the start of the DLC with the camera rising from fade to black, panning over that field like with the wheat stretching afar, and it's super like alias, like pixelated. They don't have enough anti-aliasing, and it pans to like the black earth tree. That's gonna be like the first shot of the trailer, of the DLC trailer. You know it. It's gonna be so epic, man. And it's been so long since I played this game. At this point, I'm just really vibing with the art, like the graphics. And Dark Souls 1 was pretty cool. Also, I still love him. And as cool as well. Yeah, I was gonna say, the coolest game for randomizer is Dark Souls 1. The best game for randomizer is Dark Souls 1 because of how the world design was done. If I had one thing I wanted to see like Elden Ring improve on the most for its sequels and also like the DLC, it's the open world design. For such an like being a literal open world game, it actually feels less interconnected than Dark Souls 1. And that's because Elden Ring's open world is literally fucking linear. And honestly, they haven't gone like hard enough on the like sequence breaking stuff. Like they have some stuff here and there, like a portal, you know, a few portals in Leonia Lake that gets you to the edge, you know, like the thing under like Raya Lucaria, like the Iron Maiden that teleports you in like Volcano Manor, stuff like that. But it's cool when it happens, but they really didn't go hard enough on that. Like they should have done that way more. And like commit. Like you know the teleporter that takes you from what's it called? The Weeping Peninsula, the Tower of Return to like Lanedale? It should have just taken you to Lanedale. You should have just been able to get to Lanedale, you know? Like you shouldn't it's because it gets you there, it just gets you to the bridge. You're like, wow, that's crazy. Like that's Lanedale, and it's basically just like a tease. It should just straight up let you get to Lanedale from that teleporter. Like access it that way. Like this open world is fully linear. It's like literally like this. It just goes this, then you go through Liurnia, then Altars, then the mountaintop. You know? Like maybe at some point you get to choose when you go underground and you go to Caelid. And that sucks, honestly. When in Dark Souls 1, one thing I fucking love about Dark Souls 1 and why it's the best game for randomizer is that you're gonna sit there for 5 minutes, you know, and be like, okay, I want to go to this point, and I am in point A, and I want to go to point B. What route do I take? And that's so fucking cool. That's why Dark Souls 1 like world design is so amazing. You just can sit there and think for a second about what route you will take to get from point A to point B, you know? And that's why having like to randomizer in Dark Souls 1 feels so good. I wish Elden Ring, for being an open world game, was more like that. So for the DLC and the sequel to Elden Ring, what I really want to see is a less linear open world. Like you can have like a whole ass continent, you know, with a lot more like sequence breaking and different paths that lead you to different places. And also, you know, like maybe you start in the middle or in the side and then you can go wherever. Not like in such a linear fashion, which is Limgrave, Liurnia, Altars, mountaintops, blah blah blah. Dark Souls 1 on the randomizer was also great because nearly every enemy had a gimmick. Not every combination of a random enemy feels like a unique fight. You know what? That's a good point too, yeah. If you take into account the enemy randomization part of it. It's mostly aesthetics, yeah, not free. The proportion of the visual language indicates. It's like you are free as far as you are in the open field. Like the open field is open field, but it's not that fun, honestly. Like I think it was kind of detrimental to the replayability of Elden Ring, how much you have to ride around on a horse to get to places. That's fine for a first playthrough, but you know, it's just an anecdote. The open field is open, fine, but in terms of how like the actual areas connect, it's fairly linear. Best level design, yeah, that's for sure. Like you have the Torch Hollow have a random damage sprint attack and Silver Knight that snipe you across the map. It's true, but there is enough bullshit enemy attacks in Dark Souls 1 that makes like encounters excessively dangerous. Like you can have a bone wheel, like a fucking big skeleton from the catacombs, a random hollow with a torch, a Silver Knight. There is so many enemies with bullshit attacks. That just really makes navigating like some like situations when the enemies are randomized really weird. You can get down to Leiden with a trick. A host use the tongue and invader use the elevator, which opens the way. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I didn't realize. I mean, you would have to have, but how would the invader invade? Can you put a red sign? Don't you get summoned in your red sign if you put a red sign, or do you get summoned like away? Because the invader would also have to be like low level and be in. Wait, no, never mind. The invader can also take the Tower of Return and invade from the bridge, right? And then it will be spawned in Lanedale. Okay. Okay. That's cool. I remember the previous trick was to use the double bump physique to drop down the elevator. I think they fixed that.
Over here.
I think you only need 2 shard bosses to enter, so all of the Elden Ring before Lanedale is optional. You can text this mount again in 3 ways. That's true. But it's like the overall flow that the game has is fairly limited. If I want to get to Gelmir,
Right over here.
it could sequence break from Royal Lucaria, but by the way, it's always teleporting from Royal Lucaria, like the under of Royal Lucaria Castle to Gelmir, basically nets you a 2 minutes difference from like the gates of Royal Lucaria to the. It's useful in order to skip the dungeon / the talisman, the Dectus talismans. But the flow itself is still Royal Lucaria, Gelmir, aka Royal Lucaria, Ultus Plateau. I don't know. I wish there was more connections. I wish there was more stuff like how do I get to like, you know, like I like how you can get to Caelid from the underground, you know, from like the river well, and you can come out of the other side. That's cool. The only issue is that you have to do that to get to the arena anyways. So it doesn't feel like it's just an alternative path. It's more like a thing that you have to do to get to a specific part to Caelid. I don't know, man. A lot of this is down to feeling itself. But I really wish like their next iteration of open world, be it from the DLC or like the sequel, is much more... Okay, you have 6 targets in this open world. You are spawned in a general area around here. You can go any direction you want. And there is like a lot of different paths to get to different places. I think a more level designed open world where like the geography of the land poses like more difficulty would be interesting too. Because going to point A to point B in a open field circle, it isn't really satisfying if you can take a zigzag detour to the right or to the left to go to point B. If you can just go in a straight line. It's interesting to go to point B if you can't go in a straight line, and then you have a choice between like 3 different routes. For example, I don't know if you guys played Baldur's Gate 3, but for example, to go to Baldur's Gate, in Baldur's Gate 3 to access Act 2, you have to, like, more than 2 routes, but let's just say you have 2 main routes. You want to go to a specific land, you either take the mountain pass, which is like the route of the surface that will geographically lead you there, or you have to go underground and emerge from under it. Now that actually feels like some quote-unquote world level design. So it's not just about having an open field, like an open world that is a circle, and then you can go to area A that is to the left and then go to area B above, or area C to the right and then go to area B. I don't know if I'm making any sense, by the way. Sorry. I miss the gimmick enemies from Dark Souls 1 and Bloodborne. Current basic mobs in FromSoft game, just stand there and let you kill them. Have a moveset that's way too complex for their 1000 HP health. You know what? That's not a bad. You're actually right. Enemies are very squishy. They have more moves than ever, but they are very squishy and not as dangerous. It's like they FromSoft kind of settled into the formula of having a hollow guy, heavy hollow guy, knight, and then mini boss. You know, it's like all these hollow guys have around the same like HP and around the same damage, and then the only enemy that's gonna give you a bit of a challenge is the knight class enemy. It's like they standardized a bit like the hierarchy of like the different enemy types and their difficulty. They don't have like some. They don't have the random worm that can somehow like threaten you because it have a stupidly strong attack. Like that one move that you have to watch out for. The invaders just used the nether monitor either near or far invasion prompts. Oh, because Taunter's Tongue has priority. This only happens at lower level characters. Okay, that's cool. Taciturn BF. Hello. How are you doing? Sorry for bothering you. I want to offer. God damn it! I thought it was a message. Mars! Good night! Can you ban the message, please? Thank you. I definitely agree. Like, the level design of the mountaintop is obnoxious to deal with. Like, it's a mandatory route that you have to go like, okay, go through this trench, then go to the right, then go through up this hill, then go to this bridge and go there. It's like insanely linear. It's like I feel like there is a balance between offering a sense of you are in an open world, but also using the topography and the geography to limit progression down certain routes without being a literal corridor that you have to walk through, and offering multiple routes in a way that makes sense. In real life, when you are traversing terrain in nature, there is routes, because some routes make more sense to traverse than others. Like if you want to get over the other side of the mountains, there is specific routes that lead to the other side. You can't just go through the mountain in any direction you want, because not every slope is manageable, not every slope is walkable, kind of thing. That's the kind of principle that should be applied to like this kind of open world. I don't like Liurnia Lake because it's literally just a flat circle. That's just boring. You wanna... I think this is why Weeping Peninsula is my favorite area. It's my favorite chunk of open world in Elden Ring, the Weeping Peninsula. The Weeping Peninsula is small, but it genuinely feels like one of the densest areas in the game, probably because it is. But also it is so fun to traverse, because there is different paths that are still limited by the topography of the area that lets you get to the same place in different ways. And in a way that somewhat makes sense. And it's not as restrictive and obnoxious as what happens in the mountain tops, for example. I've been talking too much, man. Man, imagine talking too much while streaming. That's crazy. I think it's because Elden Ring is much more action and less dungeon crawler. You're never really trapped. That makes sense. Yes, but I wish like they adjusted the open world design to not to be just like open field. Like, I mean, they literally call it open field. Like, to be less like that, you know? More engaged from like a traversal perspective in the way it is designed. But not without being like restrictive and annoying like the mountaintops though. I feel like they strike that balance a bit with some areas. I would like the one that comes off the top of my head is the Weeping Peninsula. But yeah, I think if definitely one thing I want to see the most improved in Elden Ring is definitely like this aspect, like the design, the level design of the open world. Small, the DLC is small but dense. A small scale but filled with multi-layered structures and a lot of bosses. I agree. I agree. But I say that the lake in Liurnia was the best section of the region. What? I'm down for other opinions, but how did you come up with something like that? So Trades, hello, how are you doing? Hey cuz, I have a work meeting soon, but I wanted to say hi, glad you are back. Thank you, thank you. I hope you have a good meeting. I have like a month plus off of work, so I'm like taking this opportunity to get back into this and actually like try to get some videos out the window. Oof, almost died. Imagine saying Liurnia Lake is the best. It's literally... Oh my god. Maybe they meant like... Because, okay, there is merit to everything in Elden Ring visually speaking, and like from a mood and art direction perspective, and it can be cool in like in terms of like concept and enemies. Also, holy shit, this looks cool. Like the blue fog, the tree and the stars. Shit. This game is gorgeous. Like in terms of vibe, it's a literal magical lake. It can, I would get from that perspective. But in terms of level design, Liurnia Lake gotta be like the worst thing in Elden Ring, tied with like the mountaintops, especially like when you start the mountaintops all the way to, I don't know. You know what? All the mountaintops. All the mountaintops is shit. Fuck that shit. It's like Liurnia Lake, the lake specifically, like the areas to the side are not necessarily so bad, but the lake and the mountaintops, and I guess the consecrated snowfield suffers from the same bullshit as the lake. It's just like an open space with no rhyme or reason, with fog, with low visibility on top to feel even worse. Holy shit. For opposite reasons, those two areas are gotta be like the worst designed areas in Elden Ring. I'm saying this because I've seen Elden Ring newbie trying to install Dark Souls design for putting enemies in hallways, which is really weird complaints. They put them enemies in them hallways? Huh? Do you like fighting tree spirits? I think tree spirits are fine, yeah. I don't like the wait. No. I thought you were talking about the minor earth, like the earth tree avatars. Liurnia nights are kinda magical. The moon is popping, it's fantastic, yeah. Like the moon and the stars, holy. No, I hate the tree spirits. Fuck those. Another first playthrough anecdote. My first boss fight in Elden Ring was fighting the tree spirit. Like the first thing I did after the tutorial in Elden Ring is to go to the catacomb, like the hero's grave. Like the Limgrave hero's grave. Like I didn't even come out into Limgrave. I just went straight into the hero's grave, and I spent 5 hours trying to fight the ulcerated tree spirits inside that boss room. And that's lovely. I was literally fighting it. I was so happy finally playing Elden Ring. I wasn't even frustrated, and I know people like would cry so much about this because of how bullshit it was. And all I could think inside of my head is like, ah, silly Miyazaki with your oversized shitty bosses that clip through the boss room and you can't see anything with the camera. Haha. But I was just so gleeful to play Elden Ring. I was fully conceptualizing how awful that was, but I was just so happy anyways. Like, this is such a Souls game moment. Okay. Can I hit, bro? Oh shit. That. I'm missing. Nah, the FPS is taking a shit, man, while I'm streaming. Holy. I don't want to reduce the ray tracing, man. I like it. Look at this dude. There is this time at night where there is either glintstone or fireflies in the air, and once had an invasion there, we hid and chased one another. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. We're killing each other in the night in the forest. It was magical. Magical, non-consensual violence. Yeah. I died. I think they spawn at night in this, like, this swamp, like this forest. I can kind of understand what you were saying earlier about killing Liurnia purely on the vibes. Liking Liurnia purely, okay. Killing Liurnia, Jesus. You know, you can definitely like it and love it and be your favorite area based on that. It's just that in terms of gameplay, ain't no way. Like, what is going on? You guys see that? Holy shit. It's choking, man. The rendering engine just choked for a second there. Okay, now I have perfect 60 FPS. But I don't want that. I refuse. Okay, the ray tracing's effect is subtle, but I swear to God, it makes a visible difference. It's a really good improvement. Someone attacking me? I could like the ring switches Abyss Lake for that reason, even if it's an area designed is so. Man, that. What were they called? Adjudicators? The fucking adjudicator summoning shit in the middle of the lake. Holy shit, man. By the gods. Yeah, man. I like my weight wasting. Look at that. You see that? Like the it stops tracing rays. It's not just the trees, it's even the character. Damn. I don't know what's going on here. Eh. 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 Any interest in Lies of P? No. No. I heard people really like it. I just didn't. Lords of the Fallen. Actually gonna try Lords of the Fallen. I should stream it. I will stream it. I'll stream it. I'll stream Lords of the Fallen when it comes out. I'm actually interested in Lords of the Fallen. I'm not sure about like the two world system. I saw like some gameplay, some streamers were playing last week. But I really like I think the aesthetic is pretty cool. Like the armor sets and weapons. And it seems like pretty decent in terms of gameplay. It seems fairly alright. Like, as far as Souls-like goes, it's definitely not the worst at all. Unlike Lords of the Fallen that came out in 2013 or 14 or whatever it was. That one was trash. I'm excited. Isn't it this Friday? Ooh, let's kill Renala. Ooh. I want to kill Renala so I can respect this character. So I can go full quality, like 80 strength and dex. Quería ter Elden Ring. Polomo Toko. Hi. I don't know what you said. Don't understand that language, but sure. Yeah, this Friday, hell yeah. I like this fashion, man. Who dared shit talk my fashion earlier? This is so good, man, especially with this sword. Unbelievable. You guys are getting banned if you ever shit talk my fashion. Don't you ever. Polo wishes they had Elden Ring. Aww. I wish I had Elden Ring too. I wish I had Elden Ring for the first time too. Okay, dude. Okay, dude. Oh yeah, it is on sale. I think I saw on Steam there is a Bandai Namco sale. It's pretty cool. That's a lot of damage, man. It's really the greatest game of all times. One of the video games on sale ever. One of the greatest sales on video games. One of the greatest ever video games on sales. Wait, shit, that makes sense. Damn, I hit him. That was calculated. Let's go, Renata. Everybody. I don't know, man. This new game plus 7 isn't holding up. I guess it's gonna be like I guess all the spike of difficulty is gonna be like in the late game. This build isn't like I can't stress this enough. Like this character like is high level. But the only thing that adds is some marginal defense. I'm not using like 70% of my stats with this weapon. Like, this is not an optimized damage build at all. I could do way more damage with this weapon on a level 120 character. It's like 30 monies or something? 30 monies? Minus 34%. Yeah, that's pretty decent. I don't think the game has gone on sale much in 2 years at all. I think the game sold just so much that they weren't putting it on sale. Everybody. Okay, don't need this FPS counter, sir. Thank you. Run! Oh my god, it's literally Radagon. Holy shit, the damage! Let me heal step, bro. Alright, taking a break here. Alright, let's start over. Don't die to the red wolf, man. I swear to God. Ow. There were not healing? Oh shit. And so did he. Everybody take up on the sunshine. I don't even know the lyrics, man. What am I doing? Look, it's 7! Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Miyazaki told me this is Selen. Oh shit, there is Moongram next. Fuck, he's gonna parry me. Dead. Alright, parry this. Yeah, parry this. Shit. Yeah, parry that, bitch. Yeah, parry this. Yeah, you don't have a parry tool now, do you? New game +7, by the way. Dancing in the moonlight, everybody. Alright, let's kill Renala for today. And see you guys next year, okay? Gonna feel... What the hell? Was that a kid flying? That I just saw? That's crazy.
Hush, little Calva. I'll soon birth thee anew, a sweeting, fresh and pure.
Alright, here's the secret strat for Renala. You don't kill the kids, you just punch them. It's enough to shatter it. And it has an advantage. Is that after she rises again, the same guys will have the effect on them, so you already know which ones to kill.
Come, sweetings. Time to be born anew.
Oh, oh. Is it crazy to me how bad the graphic looks on intro cutscene Renala? Hey man, it's not that bad. Hey man, it looks better than in-game. The creepy giant takes all the attention away anyways. Interesting, her eye color here, I never noticed.
Beloved, have no fear. I will hold thee.
Alright, pay attention. Renala is literally right next to us.
Countless born.
Dark fog comes out. Okay? And another Renala comes out. They literally made a copy of Renala in front of our eyes with the Ember Egg. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It's not an illusion, it's a real Renala. Okay? It's a real Renala. She gives you a remembrance when you kill her. She bleeds, she doesn't glow, everything.
Send word far and wide.
Damn, she's doing a domain expansion.
Of the last queen of Caria, Renala of the full moon. And the majesty of the night she conjureth.
Her eyes are not gold anymore. They were gold when she had the Ember Egg.
Come, O sworn giants.
The moon?
Little Rani, my dear daughter.
That was epico, man.
Into being.
Now we can respec. So that's cool.
Where did he flee?
Shut up!
Is it thy to become
Yes.
now?
Give me my 60 vigor. I'm not doing magic in this character at all, so... These stats might be useful later. Like for the DLC if there is some cool weapon that has a int or fate requirement. much other than that. They're just gonna be cosmetic stats. Just 10 arcane, just so we have a nice round number. There we go. Sleep tight, mount tight. There's a secret here, by the way. All right. I think I'm gonna end this for today. Spoke too much. My throat hurt. Gonna see you guys in a few months, maybe. The camera. Thank you guys for hanging out. I'm joking. I'm gonna be here tomorrow after tomorrow. I promise. 100%. I'm gonna finish this playthrough. We're gonna finish one playthrough one day, okay? Can't keep failing these playthroughs forever and stretching them over 10 gazillion years. Anyways, thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate it. This was a very fun and all of that. So yeah. Well, thank you guys and bye bye. See you tomorrow after tomorrow or something. I'll treat